Try rewinding time and pause at the exact moment. The aircraft begins speeding along the runway. Outside the window, the runway markings begin to drift past. Inside the cabin, everything has already been stowed away. In the small seat beside the door, did this fizzy water ever truly save all of Europe from disease? Then both hands almost disappear beneath their thighs. The gesture looks like someone gripping a bus seat just before the bus brakes hard. But if they are only there for beauty, why and why? On another flight, might you see a flight attendant place their hands completely differently? Welcome to Everyday Things Explained. Not a ritual. Here is the surprising part. There is no single hand position for every flight attendant on every aircraft. Some flight attendants sit on their hands, palms facing upward. Some may rest their hands on their thighs or hold the edge of the seat. The difference does not necessarily mean someone is doing it wrong. The position depends on whether the seat faces forward or backward, the type of harness, and the airline's instructions. According to Transport Canada, with seats fitted with shoulder harnesses, hands may rest on the thighs, hold the seat edge, or be placed beneath the body, with palms facing upward. The hands should not grip the harness because that may reduce the tension holding the body in place. The seat explains it. The hands are only the part you can easily see. The design truly telling the story is directly beneath them. To understand it more clearly, you have to look at the flight attendant's seat and the job it was designed to serve. The folding seat is usually located near an emergency exit. During takeoff and landing, flight attendants must sit near the exits to support an effective evacuation. The mechanism is simple to understand. When a bus brakes suddenly, a loose water bottle on a seat will shoot forward. The human body is governed by the same principle of inertia. That is why a properly tightened harness, firmly planted feet, and hands that are not free to swing all serve one purpose: limiting uncontrolled movement. This is not simply a brace position. During a normal flight, flight attendants sit secured in place and remain in a state of readiness. They do not keep their hands still merely to protect their hands. They need to keep their entire body ready to act immediately afterward. From service to safety, the seat beside the door reflects how the role of the flight attendant has changed throughout aviation history. Its starting point was not service alone. In 1930, Ellen Church, a nurse and pilot, persuaded Boeing Air Transport to place nurses aboard aircraft to ease passengers' anxiety and handle medical situations. In May of 1930, she and 3 flight attendants boarded a Boeing 80A. In 1952, regulations in the United States required at least 1 flight attendant on aircraft exceeding the specified threshold. The image of serving drinks remains because that is the part passengers can easily see. But the seat beside the door, the shoulder harness, and the prepared posture reveal the modern core function: cabin safety. Nearly a century later, the most visible part of their work is still service. But the part that determines where their seat is placed is safety. 30 quiet seconds. A flight attendant's posture does not merely keep the body stable. It also marks a moment of mental focus. Before takeoff, flight attendants carry out a silent review of the factors they must remember in order to respond quickly. Airbus describes this as a technique that helps the crew remain ready for evacuation. And Transport Canada requires flight attendants to clearly recognize this procedure. There are 2 realities inside the same cabin. For passengers, this is the moment to choose a playlist or think about their luggage. For flight attendants, this is the moment when door positions, signals, equipment, and duties must remain closest in their minds. The posture that endures. The next time you fly, the most useful thing is not to imitate the flight attendant's hands. Your task is simpler. Fasten your seatbelt low and snug across your hips. Listen to the instructions and know where the safety information is located. And those hands being held still? They belong to someone preparing not to lose even a single second dollars if the cabin needs them. So, when you see a flight attendant hiding their hands beneath their thighs, you are not looking at a strange habit. You are looking at the embodiment of a rigorous safety system and intense focus. And if even a sitting position is calculated with such precision, then what is the tiny hole in the airplane window right beside you actually made for? That mystery will be decoded in the videos ahead. Thank you for watching Everyday Things Explained.